Welcome, this is Nick from Beer and Bat Rips, and today we have a matchup between the Chaos Knights and the Adeptus Custodes. Two pretty awesome looking armies, very elite. Pretty much found the only army more elite than the Custodes. It's going to be combat based, because I could see my guns kind of bouncing off the Custodes, and I can see the Custodes guns barely scratching the paint of the Knights. So I am trying Knight Infernal so I can make their guns a bit stronger or make myself toughness 9 at the expense of wounding myself, which is a weird mechanic. I probably won't go back to Infernal. I really love Iconoclast, but I've been wanting to try Infernal because they have some cool relics that are unique to them, so I'll be excited to try that. Along with the Custodes, he brought some assassins, so there'll be some shenanigans afoot. We wanted to try Maelstrom. Because Noah is virtually on a screen while we play, we tweaked and made our own Maelstrom to where instead of a hand of 5 where you put 3 cards down, we're just going to have 3 facing up, the first 3 off the top of the deck. And our special rule to it is that on your turn, when you draw your 3 cards, you can choose to put one on the bottom of the deck and draw another one. Because we've just been missing Maelstrom, and it's a little harder to do via Zoom or Google Hangout or whatever you're using, FaceTime. But we've been wanting to try it, so we're just going to do 3 cards facing up. So no mysteries there, but it might make it even harder because you know you've got to stop that objective. Yeah, we're super excited to try this one. My Chaos Knights have been sitting on the shelf for a while. I'm excited to get them back out. We'll go over the armies, relics, warlord traits. We'll show the board layout, where the objectives are, how we deployed. All coming up. Pull up a seat, grab a beer. Let's drink some beer, roll some dice. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Okay, so for the Chaos Knights, we're running House Infernal. The reason I like to run House Infernal is because it has a 3 CP stratagem called Pact with the Dark Gods that on a 4+, a dead knight stands back up with D3 wounds remaining. So it's kind of like what you can do in Imperial Knights. So I'll let you know what the list is. First we have the Knight Valiant with this WYSIWYG loadout. We have 2 of the War Dogs with the auto cannons. These things are nasty, flat 3 damage. Then we have a dual wield Thermal Knight with the ignore line of sight missiles, the strength 5 ones that are damage 2. And then we have a dual Gatling Knight with the same missiles. This one, the thermal one, also has a melta gun, so it's all WYSIWYG. Yeah, there's some pretty cool reasons to take Infernal. I usually run Iconoclast for better combat, but I'm going to try this one because the main thing is Household Ambition Demonic Surge. I can either take 1 wound on each model and roll a D3 and either get an extra toughness, add 2 inches the model's move, and 1 to advance and charge rolls, or the best one, select 1 ranged weapon on the model, add 1 to the weapon's strength and damage. So like this could be a strength 7, damage 3 Gatling. Pretty mean. Or the Flamer, which is the main one, could be strength 8, damage 3. So it's pretty fun. I've never tried it. I've always done Iconoclast. As for the artifacts, we're going to give the dual Gatling one the Helm of Warp Sight, and that relic lets him ignore all hit modifiers with his ranged weapons. So if the opponent has a -1 to hit, he's ignoring all that. Pretty great. Then for the Warlord trait, we are going to give it to him as well. He's also going to be the Warlord. And what I'm giving him Infernal Quest. And what Infernal Quest does is it makes him objective secured, and he counts as 10 models. So it helps me hold the backfield, unleash all of his Gatling all game and his missiles, and count as objective secured and 10 models. So that helps big time. In terms of spending extra points on more relics, I'll have to give that some more thought. Some of the best ones, like 4 Binvul against range attacks, is Iconoclast only. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with just him being super buffed up and these guys all doing their thing. We will be back with Custodes. Alright, and for Noah's Custodes army, we have a Calidus, an Eversor, and a Vindicare assassin to start with. Then we have a Vanguard detachment of Trajan Valaris with 5 Alaris Terminators, 5 Warden Terminators, and the Vexilla. That's the -1 to hit banner, is what he runs. He also has a 3-pack of the Praetor bikes. And then we have a Supreme Command detachment of 3 Dawn Eagle jet bike captains. It's mean. He gives his Warlord, the one with no helmet, the relic that is a bike that gives him a 3-up invul and reroll charges. And then his Warlord trait is another -1 to hit, and it stacks with the banner. He then spends another point on a relic, command point on a relic for this guy, and he gives him a 3-up invul. So 2 of them have 3-up invuls, 1 of them has a 4-up invul. And that is 2,000 points of Custodes. So the forces are deployed. As you can see, or as you can guess, it's Hammer and Anvil. We have the Chaos Knight Infernal army back here. We got one on objective 1. Underneath that Halvrin is objective 5. And you can see the upgrades I gave these guys, because it's kind of wild. You get to pick it after you see your opponent with this book. So the Valiant, the Mighty Knight Valiant, will be the Warlord, and his Warlord trait is Infernal Quest, counts as 10 models with OBSEC. So that'll really help against the low model count Custodes, because they count as OBSEC. Then we have the Dual Thermal Knight, and he has Blasphemous Engine. He always counts as double brackets in terms of how wounded he is. So that's super helpful, as any Knight player knows, or AdMech player. And then the Dual Gatling Knight. He has Helm of Warpsight. Ignore all modifiers with ranged weapons. So his -1 to hit banner and his -1 to hit Warlord on bike, this guy does not care. He ignores modifiers. So then we go over here. His deployment has a Vindicare Assassin up in this tower. And then hiding behind this building as best he can, because we count bottom floor's line of sight blocker, we have Trajan Valaris. We have the banner of -1 to hit. We have a 3-pack of bikes, all with Hurricane Bolters. And then we have 3 Dawn Eagle Shield Captains, the nasty, nasty Supreme Command. This guy is the basic one, just with a 4-up invul. This guy is the one with the extra relic of 3-up invul. And then this is the Warlord, and his relic is 3-up invul and reroll charges, and then his Warlord trait is -1 to hit. So there's a lot going on right here. Off the board, in Deep Strike, waiting their turn, we have the assassin that modifies your command points. What is this, Calexis? I could be wrong. And then we have, oops, his needle broke. We have the combat one who explodes when he dies. These guys are so cool. Drawing a blank on their names, apologize. Then we have a 5-pack of Wardens and a 5-pack of Alaris with their gorgeous flower bases. I did not expect him to deep strike both these giant units, so that'll help him a lot cover the board and not get shot up. Then in the middle we have the objective number 6, objective number 2. Over here we have objective number 3 and objective number 4 over there. Alright, so because Noah is on Zoom virtually, we decided to do Maelstrom, but with a little tweak that all the cards are facing up. And we just created our own Maelstrom mission where you don't have a hand to draw from. You just draw 3 from the top. They're all facing up, and you can immediately discard 1. So he drew up Kingslayer, behind enemy lines, and secure objective 4. Before he had behind enemy lines, he drew up secure objective 5, which is the one that's under this Halvrin, and immediately discarded it to the bottom of the deck, and then he drew behind enemy lines. So that'll help when his assassins show up. Secure objective 4 is that one over there. Super helpful. Kingslayer, on the other hand, is pretty tough. It's the Knight Valiant with 28 wounds. So we'll see how that goes. And wish I had it on camera. He seized. We both yelled very loudly. Got my dogs barking. And so he's actually going to go first. He wants to be able to deep strike as soon as possible with the rest of his army. So we'll be back after Custodes, turn 1. Super quick recap. The bike unit jumped up here with one of the shield captains right behind them, the one with the 4-up invul. The warlord with the -1 to hit and 3-up invul is hiding behind line of sight. Trajan moved to there. The banner moved to there. Everyone can reach. The banner is within 6 of this guy, so they'll be -1 to hit. And then they got the rerolls from Trajan. And then the other shield captain with the 3-up invul jumped on objective number 4 because that's one of the cards he had. He then shot all of his DACA at my Warlord Knight Valiant. Sorry about the shaky cam. There we go. Warlord Knight Valiant. And failed to wound. And he scored objective 4. We'll be right back at the end of Chaos Knights, turn 1. Turn 1 of the Chaos Knights. This one sat still because the cards I drew were pretty damn lucky. I got Overwhelming Firepower, Defend Objective 1, and Defend Objective 5. That's Objective 1, and that one's on Objective 5. So I got pretty lucky there, but it's Defend, and I know he's coming with his Assassins and Objective Secured Terminators. So he sat there. The Warlord moved up to get within 18 with his Flamer. The Gatling backed up to make this kind of area denial where it'd be hard for him to deep strike and get in here. If he gets in with his Assassin that deep strikes really easily, it'll be 2-1 on this objective, so I'll still hold it. So he has to get that with a pack of Terminators, which will be a lot harder. He moved up, and we did some shooting. Between the Thermal Knight and the Valiant, we deleted the entire 3-pack of Praetorian bikes. So they are gone. And then I spent 2 CP for a stratagem called Trail of Destruction that lets you reroll all misses in the shooting phase with one model. I did it with the Gatling, and he used his Assassin and rolled a 4-up, which makes me use an extra CP. So it actually cost me 3 CP, so I'm down to 5. And I shot this whole model and both Halbrans. This is so ridiculous. All of them at this model, and took 5 of his 6. Because he was in cover, he had a 1-up save and just rolled amazing. I can't complain though. I killed the whole 3-pack of bikes and scored first strike and overwhelming firepower. And we're moving on to Custodes, turn 2. Turn 2 of the Custodes was pretty good. So they deep striked right here. The 2 bikers that were 2 shield captains that were back here jumped over so they could charge him. An assassin charged from inside this magic box, and she charged from inside that one. Over here, the Alaris Terminators landed right here with a 9 of each knight. Shot everything. All the guns did no damage basically because they're horde killing guns basically. But in the charge phase, this assassin rolled a 17 because he charges 3d6. So he jumped all the way back there. Both these got in. They failed. He failed his charge, but the Alaris Terminator succeeded. And she succeeded from hers. So the best overwatching knight in the game, because of the heavy flamer, his super flamer, the conflagration cannon, could not do overwatch because this guy charged from inside line of sight blocker. Pretty nasty. Good job, Noah. Good tactics there. In combat, those guys swung away and did 12 wounds to the knight, so he's down to 10. Luckily, he has the double bracket relic, so he's acting at full, so pretty awesome. I then spent 2 CP to jump in with Big Boy and tried to stomp him and did 1 wound. Or 2 wounds. He started with 7, so he's down to 5. So definitely not worth 2 CP. Womp womp. She then hit the Halberd for 2 wounds. He hit back. The knight hit back against the Alaris Terminators, did a bunch of wounds, but Noah passed all of his invuls. So, yet again, Custodes are looking pretty good with their invuls. We'll see if they can handle this shooting phase coming up with Chaos Knights turn 2.
real quick, at the end of his turn 2, Custodes scored behind enemy lines because of her. And I got defend objective 5 because of that one. But he also kept me from getting defend objective 1 because of her. So that was pretty clutch. So with first strike, I'm at 4 points, and Noah is at 2 points. All right. So turn 2 for the Chaos Knights, like turn 2 is every game, was super bloody. The cards we drew up were, advance, which is get everyone out of your deployment zone. That's pretty much impossible. They're all in my deployment zone because of Hammer and Anvil goes all the way to like here. The other one was defend objective 3, which is way over here, so basically worthless. But then the last one was assail the foe. Basically, you get a point for a knight that succeeds with a charge, and if you can get 3 knights to succeed with charges, you get D3. So we unleashed all of our shots, and we killed 4 of the 5 Alaris Terminators. And we killed one of these and wounded another one of the Wardens. Then it came time to charge. He charged into this guy, did no damage, but took none in return. I'm fine with that. Helped me with my card, with my objective. Both these two charged into the last remaining Alaris and stomped it out. Then rolled the D3 for assail the foe and got 3. So this is big. So we got 3 there, 1 there, 1 there, and first strike. We are now going into turn 3 of Custodes. See if they can bounce back. So we just had one of those insane turn 3s where the game suddenly is over. Okay, so his shooting phase did absolutely nothing, like it's been doing all game, where he needs 6s to wound me and I just pass all my saves. But he charged in with everybody. The girl went here. We got the 4-pack and 2 Dawn Eagle jet bikes into my warlord that was right here, a big smoking crater. And then everyone got into combat with these 2 knights, except the banner. He failed. Yeah, so he killed my warlord. I then exploded and rolled hot enough that I hit all this. Put wounds on everybody, killed 1 of the Dawn Eagle captains, killed 2 of the Terminators. It was epic. Huge explosion. Can't wait till we can get back to regular full-length battle reports so we can get that kind of stuff on camera. Over here, he killed the Thermal Knight, and then Trajan swung at this knight and did an ungodly amount of damage. I then swung back, did no damage. Or no, I did a couple to this assassin. He's down to 2. Then he did his once per game power. Trajan gets to choose between gaining some command points back, attacking twice, or maybe standing up when he dies. There's a third option, but anyway, he chose to attack again. And I went from 22 wounds down to 6. So I lost 2 knights, including my warlord, and that one's down to 6. So this game is looking rough. His cards were Blood and Guts, Kingslayer, and Big Game Hunter. So he got, just from killing my warlord, he got all this. Blood and Guts. Kingslayer gets you D3 for your opponent's warlord, and Noah rolled a 6. So I got 3 points there. Big Game Hunter specifically says you get D3 if you kill basically a knight, something with 20 or more wounds, and its wound characteristic. Still, the Knight Valiant Warlord, which died, and he rolled a 5. So between these 3 cards and Slay the Warlord, Noah netted 8 points in 1 turn. Yikes. So he has 8, and I have 6. 3, 4, 5, and First Blood. Yep, 6. And all I have left are a Halverin that has been tagged, so won't even get to shoot. That Halverin, and this very badly wounded knight. Wish me luck, guys. This is going to be tough. Turn 3 for the Chaos Knights was good and bad. The shooting phase between that Halverin and the dual Gatling Chaos Knight, he split fired. He shot all of his missiles and Gatling at the little assassin that was right here. And he shot his twin heavy flamers at the banner guy who had 1 wound left. And that Halverin shot the little assassin, I think it's the Evisaur, the combat one that was right here, and we wiped all those. So we killed both assassins and the banner guy. So that was cool. I then charged this guy, I had to charge him because it got me onto this objective, which would have got me Supremacy, which was one of my cards. Once again, I did no damage. Noah passed 5 invuls. Then he swung back and killed the knight. So, yeah, I discarded Supremacy because I literally have 2 models left. 2 Halverns. I did score Blood and Guts. Oh, that's right. My Flamer failed, but I charged and stomped the Banner guy. That's how I got Blood and Guts. So I managed to kill the Banner and 2 Assassins this turn. Not terrible. But, I mean, he's going to tag him. And then all I'll have is him to shoot a little bit with. So, it's looking a little rough, guys. I keep scoring, but it's looking like he's going to run away with this. We'll do another turn, finish this game up. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll go into Custodes turn 4. Okay, so Custodes turn 4. These 2 just sprinted forward. He jumped to there. They jumped back onto this objective. And the Assassin rolled really high in his run, dropped all the way down, and got to that one. They then shot along with him, and they killed the 1 wound left Halverin. So that just leaves me with 1 Halverin with 10 wounds left. His cards were Secure Objective 3, which is what that Assassin just did. Warzone Secure, which is score 1 point at the end of your turn if you hold at least 3 objective markers, which he does. He holds 4 objectives now. And then no prisoners, just kill a unit. So he once again cleared them. He got all 3 cards. For my turn 4, I pulled my cards out. And one is I have to kill a character in combat with my Halverin. That's not going to happen. Advance, I could probably get if I just like rolled high and ran out of the deployment zone. And then defend objective 2, which is the one in the middle. That being said, at this point, it is now 14-7. 3, 4, 5, 6, and first blood, and 14. Yeah, 14-7. So I went ahead and called it. Victory to the Custodes. Well done. If you're a Custodes fan, cheer. The Golden Boys did it again. He just rolls. I mean, if you roll hot on your invuls and your saves, you can beat anybody. Especially because the whole army is objective secured. It really helps against some of my wackier lists that don't have a ton of objectives secured. Yeah, guys, we'll be right back with a little post-game with our MVPs and see how Noah feels with using the Custodes because he's used them for a few games now. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.
Well, another great game here on Beer and Bat Reps. Custodes took the game 17-10. We were talking about MVPs. Who did you think yours was, Noah?
I mean, it has to be Trajan.
Yeah.
Like, his damage output once he gets to combat is crazy against anything remotely elite, which your army was completely elite, so
yeah.
It worked out pretty well. I mean,
that fighting twice ability is crazy.
Yeah, it's just nuts. And even without it, he's still, taking probably 8 wounds off the knight or something. So,
yeah, I mean, he fought twice against the dual Gatling Knight and took it from 22 wounds down to 4, something like that. He's amazing. He makes D3 damage weapons look okay because his as strong as he is still only D3 damage with that axe. It's just so efficient.
Yeah.
We were talking about how the Assassins tied up all the armigers because for some reason you can tag the Halverins, which is super frustrating. With the Knights, I'd say, like always with my Chaos Knights, the dual thermal, the Melta Knight.
Yeah.
He just point and click, he kills everything he shoots. Yep. The Flamer Knight, even against a combat-based army, still did pretty bad. So, I don't know. Valiant's just not cutting it in 8th edition. Yeah. I mean, he was made for 8th edition, and he's just not cutting it. He's not doing good. The dual Gatling kind of bounced off, but it's against Custodes. So maybe against Primaris Marines, they'll do a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Against Primaris, I think you'd have a heyday with that guy.
Yeah.
Like, it would be terrifying.
All in all, Elite versus Elite. Came down to combat like we kind of thought it would. It was fun doing Maelstrom. Missed Maelstrom, that's for sure. We got a lot more stuff coming in the works, guys. We're designing our own little one-on-one game, and then we're thinking of busting out the Astra Militarum and all their tanks. So that'll be nasty.
Yeah, hopefully here soon.
Yeah, we got some reinforcements for our Imperial Fist army, the Falcons of Terra, that are a lot more fluffy and with the theme of the army. So hopefully maybe we'll see Imperial Fist versus Astra Militarum coming up. Well, thanks for joining us. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Hopefully we can get an in-person live match here pretty soon, but we're still kind of waiting for science to catch up with the pandemic. Playing it safe.
Oh, yeah.
Noah just got a new place, and he's going to set up a Warhammer room as well. So,
yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get a game there in maybe the next month or two. We'll see.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, stay safe, everybody. Stay healthy. Stay inside till your government tells you otherwise. And keep tuning in. We'll get more matches up.
Until next time.
Yep. Cheers. Thanks.